Yo, what's good, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right. So, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Poles and Podiums podcast. I'm Richard, your host, as always, joined by Quad E, motorsports enthusiast and musician. How you doing tonight?
Always good, man. Crazy fucking race this weekend, I'll tell you that.
Fantastic race this weekend. So, I got some things to talk about. I don't know about you, but the things I got to talk about are not just the basic what happened in quali, what happened in practice that everybody else talks about.
No, there's
So,
definitely
do you
some
want to
time.
open up with something, or do you want me to let it go?
I think the first thing that we need to open up with doesn't even involve Imola, to be honest with you. In any
All
way,
right.
because we need
What's
to
on
talk
your
about
mind?
our boy, Adrian fucking Newey, dog. Almost
What
confirmed.
about
I saw like 80 reports that he is going to Ferrari. Someone came out from the Daily Mail and said that it's happening. He signed. It's going. It's done.
it? Mm-hmm.
And that would
And
fucking suck.
until I see a press release from Adrian Newey or from Ferrari, I'm going to call bullshit, because we had press releases. Oh, Christian Horner will be gone this week before the race. Christian
Yeah?
Horner will be gone this week before the race. Max Verstappen is leaving Red Bull this season. It's bullshit. Until I see an official press release from a team saying Adrian Newey has joined, or a press release from Adrian Newey saying that I have joined this team or signed with this team, I'm going to call bullshit on it every time. It's a whole bunch of fucking.
Fair. I did see an interesting one that was talking about him going to Williams, trying to give them
That's the
another
one.
championship.
That's what I want to see. If
It'd
he
be better than
stays in
fucking
Formula
Ferrari.
1, if he stays in F1, that's what I want to see. You know, the rumor mill that they're potentially offering him some type of ownership stake in the team to come back and bring it back to its winning ways. That I would love to see.
Do
No
they have
offense,
the money
Ferrari,
to
but fuck Ferrari. You have
fuck
more fucking
Ferrari?
resources. You
Fuck
have more
Ferrari.
fucking money. You have the dynasty. You've been there forever. You need Adrian Newey? No,
No,
you don't. If you do,
no.
you shouldn't be here anymore. You have failed on
Fact.
Enzo's dream. Fuck off. Newey, I would love to see Newey at Williams. Would love to see Williams with
But
Newey. Have Newey bring that team back up, and then 5 or 6 front runner teams, and that's what everybody wants to see in Formula 1.
do you think that he could though at Williams? I mean, definitely not with Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent would have to fucking go immediately for that to happen.
Yeah, I
But
think he
I
could
don't know if they
absolutely.
could. They don't have the resources. I feel like they'd already be doing it.
Everybody has the resources. There's a salary cap now. This isn't the old Formula 1.
It's fair.
Williams is not flat broke. Williams just doesn't have the team. Williams is not the penny pinching, trying to get pennies Williams that it was several years ago. They sold that team. That team is under new ownership, new management. That's why James Vowles is there. They're trying to build to be a team, and if you bring Newey in, you can make that happen.
We'll see what happens.
I don't think you'll make it happen this gen,
but it'll definitely have to be.
Even now. So even now at Red Bull, Newey is not in there every day making the decisions, doing everything at Red Bull with the aerodynamics now. He kind of has a fallback role where he kind of gives his input here or there. He'll come in, he'll make some adjustments. He'll give his expert analysis on what they're doing, or kind of give them a change of direction if he thinks they're doing something the wrong direction. But he is not the person in there doing the full aerodynamics program. And I don't think he wants to be. So he doesn't want to come over and just take over the full aerodynamics program at Ferrari, which is what Ferrari will want him to do.
100%.
And if he does that with Williams, if you go to Williams, you take an ownership stake in Williams, and then you're there for the long haul. So
Sure.
it's kind of like the Niki Lauda role at Mercedes. You know,
Yeah.
you're there as a constant input to continue to mold that team and guide that team, and you have a stake in that team at that point. It's a part of you. It's your team at that point to bring it back to fruition, but you're not having to work every day in Formula One. You don't have to be at every race. You don't have to make every decision.
Yeah. We'll see what he decides to do. I don't know. There's a lot of the rumor mill going around, yeah. Fucking
There
silly
always
people.
is. There always is. It's always somebody trying to knock somebody off their game or throw a wrench in there. You know, there was a report. Carlos Sainz was told by Audi that he has 2 weeks to accept this deal or it's withdrawn. That timeline passed. They ain't withdraw shit. They still want Carlos.
I bet.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors until you see an official release from somebody.
Yeah.
On the Newey front, anyway. I think that the Logan Sargent front is in full effect, and it's full steam ahead.
He's not doing
I think
it.
he's done.
See, but neither Alex Albon wasn't on it this weekend either, man.
Doesn't matter.
I know
It's
that.
not
I'm
about
just saying.
Albon.
He's not doing it.
Albon can fucking into the wall every race this season and still be there and not probably have his seat at risk. They'd probably be like, "Hey, we need to see what's going on, Alex." You know, it's a completely different scenario for him.
Yeah.
So let's talk about VCARB. Because this is 2 weeks in a row that they have been up at the pointy end of the fucking grid in qualifying and doing shit during the race. So I think that I'm going to open the can of worms. I don't care. As a Red Bull fan, I'm going to open the can of worms. Were they sandbagging at the beginning of the fucking season? Because everybody was thinking that this was going to be the RB19 coming in. That this was going to be the old RB19 that basically VCARB was going to be running. They were worried about it. Zach Brown was all up in fucking arms, had his little pussy in a twist about, we need to watch them. Bitch. They're going to be... He was scared that VCARB was going to be a threat.
Zach Brown is always fucking scared.
At the beginning of the season. He is, but he was worried that it was going to be a threat because there was already reports that it was going to be the RB19. So I'm wondering if they kind of, maybe not even sandbagged. Maybe it was just such a different car for them coming in this year that it took them a couple races to get used to it and get acclimated. Because
that's what I think it was.
That car's fucking quick. Like
I don't think it was. You know what I mean? I don't think they were sandbagging. I think that it took them. You know what I mean? They were fighting. You know, Yuki's trying to take the seat from Checo, but so is Daniel. And for Daniel, it means more because if Daniel doesn't perform, he'll be out of F1. But it could be the same for fucking Yuki at the same time. Like, you don't know how long Yuki's going to stay at fucking... He's already been there. You know what I mean?
It would be the same for Yuki. I don't think that there's going to be a huge driver market clamoring for Yuki.
No.
Unless it's a Japanese team. Like, unless somebody else takes the Red Bull Honda train. Or the Honda powertrain for 26.
Exactly. And I don't know if anyone would do that. But Yuki has been showing out, so is Daniel. But I think instead of them focusing on me, I mean, who knows? They're a team at the end of the day, and they're not a championship winning team. So I wouldn't be surprised if whoever their team principal is, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, sat them down was like, look, y'all either got to get this together and do good for the team, or neither one of you are going to have that seat. So shape the fuck up or shape the fuck out. And they decided, okay, well, maybe we need to not worry about so much each other and what I'm doing.
Yeah, I could see Helmut definitely sitting them down. Helmut definitely could have sat them down and had a conversation with them, but I don't...
Or the other way around of stop worrying about what he's doing and focus on your damn self.
I'm starting to feel like VCARB I'm starting to feel like VCARB isn't a Red Bull Junior team anymore. I'm starting to feel like they're trying to use VCARB as just a completely separate team, because I don't see VCARB as the pathway team that it used to be anymore. I don't
don't
see
either.
them as a team that comes in, grooms drivers that are going up to the RB. The fact that we're talking about Carlos Sainz taking that seat, and we've had Yuki and we have Daniel, and I just
Checo came
Alex
from
just
fucking
Force
BWT
India.
before. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Force
didn't even
India.
come. Exactly.
Racing Point.
Yeah, Racing Point. That's what the fuck it was called.
Well, it was Force India, and then they had the
Yeah.
scandal, and then became Racing Point,
That's,
which was owned by Lawrence also.
yeah. So it was Checo
You know,
and Lance. But
mm-hmm.
he didn't come from fucking RB. Or he didn't come from Toro Rosso.
And that's what I'm saying. There hasn't been a driver to go back into that seat from the junior team since the Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon issue the first time.
Exactly.
And I'm starting to feel like it's not a junior seat. Like it's just going to be a second RB funded team, not necessarily a junior or a pipeline team. Maybe a pipeline into Formula One, or another way for Red Bull to give more drivers an opportunity to come into Formula One, because that's what Red Bull's all about, is providing, athletes an opportunity. But I think that the concept behind that team has changed.
How much longer do you think they'd spend on paying for that, though?
It pays for itself.
I guess, yeah.
Red Bull is a marketing company that sells energy drinks. They're not an energy drink company. They're a marketing company. And they're
Sound like our
damn
company
good
right now.
They're a damn good company at marketing, and not the product. No free plugs, bro. No free plugs.
I didn't say the name.
Red Bull is a well-executed marketing company. They sell energy drinks, but the energy drinks is not where the money comes from. Like it's a marketing company. They sponsor every fucking event, and everything, and it's about more than just the energy drinks with Red Bull. So it's just branding. Like it's just like any other sponsor. And then if they didn't want the money, they could always sell the team, or they could sell the sponsorship rights, like they're doing right now. Like they're still giving drivers an opportunity. It's still got RB, but now they're selling sponsorship on the car. They're letting other people put their brand on the car, like a Sauber, essentially.
Yeah.
So they're making money. The car's paying for itself. If they're performing the way they're performing now, it's really going to fucking pay at the end of the Constructors' Championship, when they get them millions and millions for being in 7th fucking place or 6th place or wherever the fuck they end up, if they continue on the path that they're on now.
No, this is just speculation here. But Red Bull and Toyota do have a good connection.
What do you mean?
I mean, in like all of their...
I don't see it. I don't see Yoda coming into Formula One. As much as I would like them to, I don't. It's just not anytime soon. They're going to run into the same roadblock that Andretti's running into.
Not if they buy RB. Or just partner in and slowly make their way in.
RB's not for sale.
Maybe.
And, I mean, just me personally, I'm not going to sell my team to a high potential competitor. Like we make the most money with this endeavor. We get the most out of our marketing that we are essentially using this for when we win. Not when we come in second, not when we come in third. So why add another competitor to the grid that would potentially beat you? Because Gazoo's not a fucking joke. Like, you bring Toyota back to the grid, they're coming to fight. It's going to be like Audi. There's going to be high expectations if they came. So I don't see it happen. I can see him selling to Andretti.
I can see
because I don't
Haas
think
going
Andretti's
Dan.
coming in as a threat. I think Andretti would come in as a midfield team.
I think I can see Haas doing that first.
And see, that's why Haas won't, is because there's so much money, even being last. There's so much money in the marketing and in
Yeah.
the slice of the pie in Formula One that you're making money. Don't sell the team. And Gene don't fucking spend no money on that team.
No,
That's
he don't.
that is the bargain bin fucking F1 team, or at least it used to be. They're punching now. Like I
Yeah.
have to say, they're competing. I did think it was sweet justice that Kevin Magnussen got fucking impeded
Oh
and
yeah.
didn't get to go through in quali, and he was so upset. Boo motherfucking who, Mr. 10 points, Mr. fucking penalty after penalty after penalty, being a fucking douchebag to everybody on the fucking grid for multiple races. Fuck you. That's exactly what you deserve. You finally have the fucking car that has the pace to get you up into the higher qualifying sessions, and your karma is biting you in your fucking ass. Enjoy your Chipotle burrito, bitch.
That is so fucking hilarious. Oh my lord. What a rant.
Sit on the sideline and spectate.
What an actual fucking rant. No, he's gonna get banned though. By the end of the year, I almost guarantee you that he will have a one race ban. I put money on it right now.
It's March? Is
Yeah,
it March?
dude.
Oh yeah, he's done. He's done.
It's
Kevin
May, by the way.
Magnussen can get 2 accidental points easily in 4 races.
That's what I'm saying.
Done.
Done. He's
He's
definitely
gonna get a
getting a
ban.
fucking he's definitely getting a ban. Especially next week in Monaco. Ban. He'll probably get both
We'll see.
points next week in Monaco.
Monaco Grand Prix next week is going to be fantastic.
Is it though? Because it's just
It is.
qualifying positions.
I like the spectacle of Monaco. The race sucks ass. The quali is where it's at. The quali is
Yeah.
always exciting. It's fucking fast paced because that's basically where the bread and butter is. I'm excited for the new livery that McLaren is bringing. That Senna livery is
That is
fucking
disgusting.
sexy.
I'm literally looking at it right here on my computer. And it's fucking gross.
It is so nice. The
I
Senna livery is
really wanted them to do a classic Senna livery, like the Marlboro car livery, where it was white
basically
and
what they
red,
did.
but they made it
Oh no, they
the
did the camel.
Brazilian flag. Yeah,
They did the camel livery essentially.
it does look like the camel a little bit, but camel wasn't McLaren, was it? I thought that was Williams. You know?
That's what it looks like to me. But Senna drove it, didn't he? Pretty
He
sure.
drove for McLaren and Williams, bro.
Pretty sure he still drove the cam. That's because that's immediately what I thought of when I saw it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
camel.
Williams. You're not wrong, but I just think like the new car with that white and red livery, like I saw like 4 or 5 concept arts of it, and it looked fucking sick.
Now, before I get called out by all the fact checkers online, I'm gonna look it up. Senna Camel Honda Lotus.
It was a Lotus.
It's a Lotus. We were both wrong.
That's okay. We're not here for facts
We
and being
don't know
correct.
shit. But that's why you come, because it's about the opinions, not the facts, right?
Not about the facts, I'll tell you that.
Sometimes it's about the facts, but
Only like a small percentage.
but you come for the opinions. All right. So
Let's get into Imola.
Let's get into Imola. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Lando, man. I'm 15 laps left in the race. I thought he was coming for that dub, man.
If that race was 5 laps longer, he would have had it.
If that race was 1 or 2 laps longer, I think Lando would have had him.
And that's pretty interesting for next week.
There was a point where I was watching and I was like, he's got like 15, 20 seconds to catch.
Yep.
And
then it was like, he's got like 6, 7 catches.
Chop, 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 chop.
Lap after lap after lap.
After lap after lap. And he was just reeling him in. I do have to say, big props to Max for turning on that next fucking gear. Like, he was struggling, and he still managed to pull the pace back out of that car and pull it back up to Lando's pace when he needed to keep that win. Because if that had been any other driver, I don't care who your favorite driver is. He ain't fucking Max Verstappen. He wasn't going to win that race. Lando would have taken that if that was anybody else in that situation.
This is the second week in a row that Max has fucking struggled. His fucking car blew up in Australia, and then he struggled in fucking Miami. He don't know how he got pole position. And then he struggled again this week. He even fucking said, he's like, I'm struggling. He's struggling, while McLaren's continuously doing fucking better. Everyone wants to talk about Ferrari.
I hear Max on the radio. I'm struggling. The tires are no grip. I hear that. But you qualified P1.
Yeah.
Struggling or not, you're doing the fucking business. So
sure, but I feel like he's slowly falling off. Not that he's slowly falling off, but McLaren's slowly catching up, and if he keeps struggling.
Of course. I don't think that he's struggling. I think that Max is very vocal. He's going to tell them anything that's off with the car. Everything. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Every single fucking detail, he's gonna relay that shit to GP. So
100%.
Everybody eventually the field is going to catch up. That's the way Formula One is designed now. Like, that's the wind tunnel penalties that we had last year finally starting to catch up. We knew this was coming. We knew that eventually the field would close the gap. We had first place, so we had the least amount of time. Then we had the fucking budget cap breach, which took another massive chunk out. And the car was basically already being designed. Our wind tunnel time was basically being allocated for something else. But now we still have first place again, still have that wind tunnel penalty. Everybody else has had full wind tunnel allocation. Some of them finished back in the field. They're going to move up. The field is going to close up. We only can do so much.
Yeah.
There are probably still a couple more tricks up the sleeve. There's going to be some new upgrades coming as well. But we have limited wind tunnel time. We have to test it on track. There's going to be times where we need to do setup changes and where we got to... It's not going to be that dominant car forever. It can't be. Just like Mercedes. Dominated. And as we closed the end of that generation, Max was on his ass. Yeah. That gap closed. And then we took that championship. And the same thing happens. It's the way it works in these generations.
So do you think someone else struggling? I think Max is going to take it this year? Who do you think will take it next year?
Last year, the regulation, I still think Max will take it.
But that's when Max won his first, was the last year regulation, was it not?
Right. But that's Max. I don't think that anybody else is Max.
No one else is Max, but that doesn't mean it can't happen.
Mean that anybody else can do it.
Doesn't mean it can't happen.
It doesn't mean that it can't happen. You asked me who I think, and I'm telling you nobody.
Okay.
I don't think anybody else will take it this reg.
We'll see.
I'm going to stand with my man. I'm going to say that I want him to pull through and just win through this regulation, because the reality is I don't think he's going to be around much longer after that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He's not. He has much. He has a whole lot of other shit that he wants to do. He has other aspirations. He has other dreams. He talks about it all the time. He's not going to be somebody staying in Formula One until he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
What he talked about several interviews recently, people talking to him about it, and he's like, I've accomplished what I came here to accomplish. I've done what I want. I don't really care anymore. I mean,
yeah,
the motherfucker did 24 hours of Nürburgring in between qualifying and the Grand Prix. Like, he wasn't racing in the premier series of fucking autosport or motorsport in the world. Like, you're racing in a Formula One race tomorrow. Yeah, but I'm still gonna stay up all night and play this motherfucking video game, though.
Sounds like me and you.
It's not. It's just he's done what he wants. He wasn't doing that, or you didn't hear about him doing that when he was fighting for his first world title. Not saying that he wouldn't have, but he has that comfort now. He's achieved the goal that he came to achieve. So at this point, it's fun, but I think he's ready for the next chapter soon. At the end of this contract term that he's on.
Yeah.
So I want him to win as many championships as possible until that day comes.
Well, we'll see how the cards fall.
We will. We'll see how the new regs. Well, we'll see how the new generation of car comes next year.
Yep.
In the final season of this regulation.
Yep.
I just hope we keep pushing. The gap is closing, so it could be a fight of a season next season. The whole season could be a fight. It could be tight as shit. It'll be fantastic. But in my opinion, I still think Max is the best driver on the grid. So when it comes down to the cars being damn near even, I still think that he takes the advantage. That's just me being biased.
I mean, I don't think you're wrong about that in any way, but it's just who wants to challenge him.
Everybody wants to challenge him. They just can't.
Or who is going to challenge him. You know what I mean?
I do. I think Lando will bring the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the McLaren right now, I think that the biggest competitor, the biggest person that's going to bring the fight to Max is going to be Lando, because he's already doing it. Yeah. And if Ferrari can bring some, I'm not going to say successful upgrades, because we really haven't seen more than just one race with the upgrade package that they just brought, the huge upgrade package that they just brought, which didn't send them up to the front of the field like they really hoped. But we'll see how it performs, in the next couple races. But because Carlos still has a win, and they're fighting for podiums. Charles has been on the podium every race this season. Yeah. So they're doing their thing. But McLaren they're quick, and they're standing out in the changes that they're making and the pace that they currently have. They're kind of differentiating themselves from the rest of the pack as the true competitor that's bringing it to Red Bull. It's actually was going to ask you about this topic, because the last time we talked, you were like, I don't think they're the number two. You still feel that way?
McLaren?
Yeah. Last time we talked about this, you said that you didn't think that they were the number two. You said you weren't sold that they were the second fastest car on the track, and you thought that Ferrari may have something. Do you still feel the same way?
Overall, pace-wise, like if you put the Ferrari and the McLaren down on the track, just one-on-one, I think the McLaren's winning. But right now, Ferrari's got more points, driver and championship-wise.
They do. And last season, Checo was fighting Max for the championship at 6 races into the season, and we saw how that ended.
Sure, but we're not 6 races into the season. That was race 7 or 8.
That was race. That was 7. That was the 7th round.
You know what I mean? And Max has a 50-point gap on Charles, and then Charles is going to
about anybody. I'm worried about what's happening.
But then right underneath that, it's Checo, Lando, Carlos, and then Oscar. So for them to even get third is going to be a fucking fight.
Who?
Lando or Oscar to get third this year. They're going to be fighting either Charles, Checo, or Carlos for it, and I don't think they're going to get it over them.
Well, see, the thing is, this year, the field is close enough that, I mean, outside of winning the Drivers' Championship, who finishes second, third is fucking irrelevant. Nobody gives a shit.
100%.
That means absolutely dick. They don't pay
Red Bull's going to take both.
There's no accolade to it. I don't think so.
I do.
Unless Checo shows the fuck up. The field is close enough now that the teams are scoring points, and they're bringing it. And if McLaren scores double fucking podiums every race, or Ferrari is double podium and it's Max on the top, those points add up fucking quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Those points add up real fucking quickly. You're almost doubling our take every weekend when Checo isn't bringing it to the fucking table the way that he's supposed to. You need to be on that fucking roster. And if you're not, the other teams are going to close the gap. And there's a possibility that Max will take the world championship as the driver, but that another team will take the constructors if Checo isn't fucking bringing it this year.
Sure. But, I mean, right now...
Max can't take it this season alone.
No, but they still have a 50-point gap.
They do. But you get 28 points in a race. That shit can disappear in 2 fucking races.
Not if Max gets 25 every fucking race.
Yeah, but you're doubling it. That's what I'm saying. You're doubling his point take every race when you double podium. If Checo's not putting it where he needs to. Every time we get a Piastri Lando up there, they're fucking doubling Max's point take. They're closing the gap by half every fucking time.
Not necessarily, though.
That gap will close really quick.
Checo's still scoring points.
Yeah, the gap closes fast, man. Barely.
I don't think
Qualified
so.
in fucking 11th.
And
Finished in what? 7th?
6th.
8th? Oh, okay.
That's points.
Barely. That's points for a fucking Williams. That's points for a fucking VCARB. That's not Red Bull points. Red Bull points are at the top. Red Bull points are not 6th, 7th.
He finished 8th.
8th. Red Bull points are not 8th. Red Bull points are at the top of the podium.
Well,
and if you're scoring 1
season.
or 2 points a fucking weekend, you are not contributing to the Constructors' Championship, and we will get caught. Max can the number of points you're contributing, Max can do on a sprint weekend without you. That's how little you're contributing. Two fastest laps, 2 purple points. You know, you got to step it up. Got to step it up. Or we're not going to take the constructors again.
I think we will.
We don't have that gap. I hope we will. But I need Checo to fucking do what he's being paid to do this year. And not just fall off a cliff at this point in the season. Which is what's happening yet again for the third fucking time. It's literally repeat every fucking year, bruh. And we keep
it is.
Same fucking thing every year.
There's no point. I told you last year we should have cut him.
We should have. We should have cut him year 1.
Yeah. But we didn't. Now we gotta do what we gotta do.
I know.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
It haunts me. I know. He need to do what he need to fucking do. True. Step it up. You should not be dive bombing into the back of your fucking teammate at lap 1. You should not be taking yourself out of the race constantly. You should not be fighting with the fucking Haas's and those cars at the back of the fucking track. You should. Come on, man. No excuse. Just lack of performance. Lack of performance.
He's the teammate destroyer.
Much bigger, significant, much more significant pace gap and performance gap between Max and Checo than between Alex and Logan. And Logan's ass is on the line.
So is Checo's. It has to be.
Need to see some action. Pull a Red Bull. Yank his ass out the seat. Offer Carlos that seat today. You want this seat, Carlos? You can have it there. You can have it right now. Like, oh, what a race. It was so close, man. I thought Lando was going to get his second in a row. Like, we had talked about when is Lando going to get his next win, and there was a point in that race where I was like, oh, shit, it's going to be this one.
I feel like
and that was
he has a good chance in Monaco.
I feel like he does. And I feel like now he believes it.
Yep.
Like, I think before it was just kind of, we'll see. You know, we're faster, but we're not on Red Bull's level. And I think now they believe that they can fight
100%.
every race. And that confidence goes a long way.
Yeah, dude.
And it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great season.
It'll be interesting.
So it's funny that
second half.
You talked about how they're boys. They're close. It's going to be interesting to see how that friendship pans out when we're, 18 races into the season and they're potentially fighting for the world championship.
How do you think our friendship would pan out?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You can finish second. Shake and bake, baby.
Fuck you. He said bury that deep down inside and don't ever bring it up again. Exactly. And you feel the same fucking way. You want P1. You're my boy, but I don't give a shit. I want number one. Yep.
And when it comes time, it's coming down. We're going at it.
100%.
Shit, we bump wheels in the sim regularly, and we're not fighting for a world championship. We're fighting on an irrelevant motherfucking race, just playing around. You think if we had some accolades, some real accolades on the line, we're not going to be going hard? Yeah, we'll still laugh and shit after the race, but on that track, it's going to be gloves off.
100%. It'd be the same thing with them.
That's what I'm waiting to see. Because right now, it's kind of like friendly. It's cute. Lando got his first win. My buddy got his first win. That's awesome. But
never
when it
again.
Get real, I want to see what it looked like.
He said, not on me, bitch.
He didn't want to give it to him. Man, he did everything in his power to not give him his second.
He said, I'm not going to give it to you. You're going to have to come take it.
He never does.
No, sir.
All right. So we'll be back in a few days covering a little bit more on
Monaco.
Monaco. Going to Monte Carlo.
Yes, sir.
So all spectacle, no race.
Literally.
All spectacle, no race. Everybody
the
talked
coolest.
So much shit. So much shit talked about Vegas. It's all show. It's all show. Monaco is all motherfucking show. Because they can't even fucking race.
Would be the coolest and the most boring race to go to at the same time.
I have no interest in going to Monaco.
I don't either.
For one, it's too fucking expensive for my taste. Everything there is too expensive for my taste. I don't have that kind of money. Maybe one day I have that kind of money, but not right now. And then I want to see a race, man. I don't want to see a driver parade. See a driver parade at any race.
True.
There's no overtaking. It's the least exciting race of the season every year. It's just, you watch quali and then you just kind of catch the highlights on the actual race. We'll see.
Yes, sir.
I hope that there's something else going on this weekend. I'm trying to think what other racing series is on.
Not really. We're going to Colorado International Speedway.
Colorado International Speedway. We'll be there this weekend. Catching the races up there. I want some GT racing, man. I'm pretty sure there's something going on.
There has to be. Just look it up.
It's in the back of my head. I'm saying that there definitely is, but I can't put my finger on exactly which series it is. Okay, I'll figure it out.
Yes, sir.
We'll let you know on the gram, in the story, what the races are that are coming out this weekend once I get my shit together and figure out what it is. Any closing thoughts you wanted to leave off with tonight?
Not really, man. I'm excited to see what other special liveries might come out for Monaco. Red Bull's doing that contest. I hope the red one wins. That looks badass, but it'd be cool to see any of them, really, for Silverstone.
Silverstone, yeah.
Yep.
If they come out with any livery other than the number 3, the red one, it was rigged. That's all. Everybody wants that color. The red checkers is fucking sexy. If anything comes out, it was rigged.
Yeah. So, just excited to see what they got for Monaco. Whatever liveries may come out, it probably won't be much, but we'll see.
Yeah, I doubt it'll be much. Before we go, do want to do the big RIP to Ayrton Senna. He was celebrated this weekend. He will be celebrated this weekend at Monaco with the special livery by McLaren.
He'll be celebrated forever.
He'll be celebrated forever. But they did a whole bunch of special shit. Seb Vettel drove his old car, wore his
which is
helmet.
awesome.
It was awesome. So we'll see a bit more of that this weekend. Looking forward to that. And on that note, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, follow the pod if you're not already following it. Catch up with both of us on the socials. Hit us up on the DMs. Hit us up on the phone line. Let us know what you've got going on, what you're thinking about in Formula One. If you're going to be at any of the races that we're going to be going to, again, let us know that you'll be there. Make sure we'll get something organized, meet up with everybody. We do also have some merch coming out, so stay on the lookout for that. It'll be available coming soon. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate all your support. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.
Peace.